Hi, I'm Lyle Herrera, and I'm the facilities director here at St. John's. I've been here for about 23 years, and we're going to take a tour, go on a tour of the church, the facility, and take a look at some areas, kind of behind the scenes, kind of so everybody kind of see what's some of the areas they have not seen.
Okay. So as we're walking, Lyle, how did you first come to start working here?
You know, when I started here, I actually quit my other job, and so I was looking for work, and they were hiring here at the church, and I got hired on here, and I was just the maintenance part of the maintenance staff. Kind of fell into the role of the maintenance director, so then just kind of been here since. So I mean, it was supposed to have just been kind of a temporary thing till I found something else, but you know, I enjoyed it here, and they convinced me to stay, and I've been here, like I said, ever since. So this is the big storage area down in the middle school. Maggie's area. She keeps all her belongings down here. Some of the nights have their belongings down here for breakfast. Yeah, as you see behind the cage, all of Maggie's liturgy. Well, not all the decorations. Christmas, Easter. You know, we keep our tablecloths for big events down here.
Oh, there's our nativity.
Yes, nativity's down here. Again, it's a lot kept down here.
All right.
Yeah. Next, I guess we can go to the boiler room. Show you the new boiler that we had installed about. Sorry about the darkness.
That's okay.
New boiler that we had installed probably, it's been about almost 2 years. October will be 2 years. So, the old boiler was probably about 60 years old.
Oh, dang.
And the life of those, my understanding, is roughly about 50. So we were beyond the life of that. And so finally, a couple of years ago, we were able to have a new updated boiler installed. Big project. So this unit here you see is the boiler that heats the church. The church, Martin Hall, it's all hot water. There's actually 4 capsules inside there. It's much more energy efficient than the old one. The old one was just one great big cast iron unit, but the nice thing about this is one chamber will heat, and as the temperatures drop, it will kick in a second. And so you don't always use all 4 chambers, also all 4 cylinders, so it saves energy and costs. So, but it heats much more efficient.
Cast iron, was that super heavy to get out of here?
It was very heavy. And then of course, when they had to take it apart, there were components of the unit that were asbestos, so they had to have a crew come in and do an abatement on that before they can remove that, as far as, you know, like it was sills and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a big project. And then of course, this is our supply for our hot water. It's considered a mini boiler, and you have an expansion tank there, but kind of more or less like a water heater. But this is where we get our hot water from part of the church. I'd say probably about 75% of the church. So we have a number of water heaters around. So but anyway, this is our boiler again, which we have to. One of the items we have to upkeep yearly, and you know, clean a couple of items and.
What is involved in the upkeep of a boiler?
Well, on the back side of it, there's a panel we take off, and there's some filters on each chamber, each cylinder that we have to take off and clean and wash out. And then this part we just have to kind of open up this valve and kind of drain it. This is this particular deal here collects kind of sediment and dirt and stuff, so we just open it and drain it, kind of get some of that out to kind of keep it clean. Altogether we have between split systems and package units, we have 28 units for heating and cooling that between the school and church, so it's a lot of upkeep. The boiler's fairly simple as far as maintaining. It's the other items where we have to go through, change filters, check belts, clean coils. That's pretty time consuming, and you know, of course a lot of the units that we have are same age as the building that was when it was built and remodeled. Back in about 98 when it was done, a lot was added on to the church, you know, the middle school, Benedict Hall, parish offices, the chapel. So again, it's quite the change. And then I'd say probably about 5-6 years after that is when the school was updated, the gym was built. So yeah, it was interesting to see the change. It was nice. It's kind of nice to see it and see how it all happens, how it all takes place. With the heating and air conditioning, a lot of the units are getting towards the end of their life. So it's just, you know, as years go by, we start to have more and more issues because they are getting older, and you know, so it's just getting to the point where we're having to start thinking about possibly replacing units, you know, and stuff like that. So, but we do what we can to keep them running, you know, keep them, maintain them. There's a lot to it. So, again, it's a lot of work.
How did you learn how to do all this stuff?
You know, as far as like the kind of handyman kind of stuff, I kind of learned all that from my dad growing up. He was a carpenter and he taught me a lot of stuff. But then of course when I started here, the gentleman, Kevin Mack, who was the maintenance director at the time, he kind of taught me some of the other stuff as far as like irrigation sprinklers, you know, just certain things and just other things I picked up just being part of it over the years. And you know, and honestly, even still to this day, there are things that I still learn, whether it's from somebody else, and better ways to kind of do things to help make my job easier. So I mean, it's all still a learning process. I mean, you may think that we know everything, you know, but honestly, there's so much that you could still learn, and that's where there's still things I still learn. So.
What's your favorite part of your job and your least favorite part?
My favorite part is probably the fact that, you know, just one, the kids. The kids make it fun when the kids are here. Two, probably the staff. It's a great staff. I mean, you know, it's a little family. We all work together and, you know, and we help each other, and I mean, it's just great. It's an awesome feeling, and that's what I enjoy the most. The least favorite, I don't know if there is really a least favorite. I mean, because you know, everybody has bad days, you know. But honestly, I step back and I look, and you know, when I have those days, and I think about how it would be other places. Being here, I enjoy it. I mean, you know, I've been here so long. Let me turn some lights on real quick so we can kind of see a little better here. All right. See, when I started here, honestly, the church, before the remodel, had no air conditioning. So I remember the days in here every Friday to come in here and clean to get ready for the weekend. I remember coming in here. It was pretty warm. There were 90-degree days. It was probably closer to 100 in the church.
Oh, jeez.
So I mean, it was like I said, the church has come a long way to see how everything has come along and progressed. And, you know, it's been neat. So yeah, I mean, the school was kind of the same way. school, they had window air conditioners in the classrooms, you know, which for the size of the classrooms it helped, but it obviously wasn't efficient enough. So, you know, when the school was remodeled, they added, of course, air conditioning. And so we've come a long way. So it's been awesome to see and to be a part of it.
How do you keep track of all these keys you have?
They're numbered, and they have numbers on them. And I just, over the years, you just get to learn the numbers to the doors. And I mean, it is a lot of keys, but so over the years, you just kind of get to learn them. And so after 23 years, you learn pretty fast. So here's the bell tower. This is up in the choir loft, one of the closets. Let me see if I can get up here and at least open the hatch and we can kind of look up inside there. There are no more actual bells. Right now, I think that up there, what it is, it's a sound system, so there are speakers up there, but there's no longer any actual bell.
Were you here when there was ever any actual bells?
I was not. It was an older system that they had at that time, but since I've been here, I don't think there's ever been an actual bell up there, so.
Whoa. Way up there. Right. All right. Bell tower. So you can come up here and sit down if you want. Reflect. And there's the speakers. That's like a very peaceful little area.
Right.
Go up there, read a book. It'd be really hard for people to find
view.
you. What's behind that door over there?
That's just a closet. Maggie keeps some of her supplies and gowns in there. I believe Father Umberto is the fourth. I had Father Fox. He was here when I started here. He was here maybe a year, 2 years. And then Father Brian came. Then after Father Brian, Father Ron, and now Father Umberto. And they've all been quite different. But good, you know, they've all been a pleasure to work for. And
What's the craziest thing that you've seen here?
the craziest thing.
Or like had to deal with working with? Because I think some people don't know, you and the maintenance kind of also double as like
Right.
security sometimes.
The most interesting and kind of scariest thing was some years back, we had a gentleman that was in here. It was early in the morning. I had just come in. I don't know if he was looking for help or what it was, but one of the parishioners had, I don't know what the comment was. I don't think it was anything derogatory or anything rude, but he just kind of yelled at her, using a little bit of vulgar language. And I, like I said, I had just walked in and just made the comment, you know, hey, let's just all please calm down. And of course, he got a little irate and walked over to me and was probably about a foot from my face, got in my face, pretty threatening and a little scary. And I had to just kind of remember what we were taught by some of the policemen within the parish, as far as some of the training they've given us, and just kind of stand my ground and feet in a certain position and just be ready for an attack, not make any eye contact. And so all that was running through my head and just trying to prepare myself for the worst. And, you know, fortunately, I think Deacon Bob finally came out and pulled him aside and talked to him a little bit to see what it was he needed. But yeah, it was it was a little scary. Like I said, I wasn't sure what he was capable of or what he would do. I mean, the rumor was that he had been to a few other churches and actually pushed or punched some of the other priests. And so again, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I just had to be ready, and it was scary.
What's your busiest time of year?
Probably during the Christmas season, because there's a lot of events going on. Then we have Christmas concerts, school Christmas concerts. We have to decorate the church, the snow shoveling, just keeping on top of keeping everything to maintain. Sometimes long days, having to come in early to shovel. Probably after that it slows down a little bit, and then I'd say the next busy time is probably around Lent. So up in that slat is just attic space, and directly above here in the cry room is also kind of the same thing's attic space. What's up there is air handlers. So you have one unit in that attic, one unit in this attic above us, and that's 2 of the 4 units that heat and cool the church. That attic, you do also have the pump that actually comes from the boiler to heat the chapel. And I forgot the boiler also heats the chapel. So not much up there, just, dust and whatnot. But so I think the best way for the parishioners can help and contribute to help take care of the facility is just keep in mind, the church itself, it's old. I mean, it was built in the 60s. The pews are old. It's dried wood. There's constant issues with kneelers being broken, bent, and it's just a lot of usage. Just be gentle. Just kind of, even help me out. If you see something, report it to Teresa at the front desk or whatever. And just kind of help us all work together and just kind of keep the place looking good and be a part of it. My favorite saint is probably St. Joseph, because like my dad, he was a carpenter. He taught Jesus, and my dad taught me. So, it means a lot. I mean, when I was younger, I remember thinking I didn't want to be that, learn that, but as I got older, I love it. I'm glad I learned it. I'm glad my dad taught me. It's been so positive, so great. I've kind of, you could say, pretty much grown up here. I mean, I'm 45. I've been here 23 years, so pretty much my entire adult working life, I've pretty much been here, and so I've kind of grown up here. I got married here. I've had kids. They've gone to school here, and I've had the opportunity to put them through school to learn the Catholic faith and to be a part of that. Something that I didn't really have that opportunity growing up. So I'm glad I've had the opportunity to do that and to feel close to God and just be happy.